Hey, what's up, Trials fans? Vegas Trash here on Dick Nixon's YouTube channel. Exclusively on Dick Nixon's channel. Please support the Dick. Right now we have 16 tips on speedrunning in your favorite game, Trials Fusion. That's for future games also, primarily. Really making the video for that reason. But while Fusion is still going, for a few people out there, it's almost 3 years into the game, and you guys can't get enough, including myself. Yes, can't help yourself. Okay, so for the first tip, we're going to be looking at a little bit of replay footage here from the game, and sort of examining what the top riders do to get insane times. Now look, these tips are going to help you, but they are certainly not going to eliminate, let's say, years of playing the game. As we know, this is not a game you just pick up and you're good at in a week or a month. It takes years. So let's get right to the 16 tips here. The first one is get your back wheel down as fast as possible. Now, this seems pretty obvious, but it is very important when going for a top time in Trials Fusion. So you can see this rider here is continually getting their back wheel down. They're flipping, among other high-tech techniques, and they have probably a bazillion hours played, which still will not make you a great player. It'll probably make you better, but probably not this great. Okay, so the next one. Now, some of these are obvious. People have been playing Trials for a while, but they're things to keep in mind when playing the game consciously, as opposed to unconsciously, which is always not a good thing. Okay, the second is to minimize airtime on jumps. Instead of just hitting a jump full bore, flying off of it like some yo-yo. Now, think about it. When you air off a jump, it's going to be quicker airing off that jump full speed, or maybe just going to the top of it and then accelerating right off the top. So minimize your air on jumps, all right? Don't be some yo-yo like Evel Knievel was back in the day, at Caesar's Palace, hopping over the fountain on a Harley Davidson with no shocks at all, blasting off the bike, cracking all your bones. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be that guy, okay? You'll end up in the bottom of the Snake River Canyon, like myself. So, little base jumping story. Anyway, so the third one is flip, flip, flip. All right? So, flip when you can. This changes the trajectory of the bike and puts you further along. You can see the rider flipping there, flipping again. This puts you further along the track and allows you to hit that next part of the track a little bit quicker. In certain spots. Okay, number 4, set up your bike angle for the next obstacle. So plan ahead. If you know you're going to be bunny hopping something, or you need to hit nose down in order to hit that next section, be aware of that and know that for the next section and approach it accordingly. Okay, number 5. Okay, now this is going to blow you away here. Okay, but I mentioned this in one of my other videos. You're going to want to watch replays. All right. Emulate sections and repeat. Now the thing is, when you're viewing replays, I'm showing the top replays here on the PS4. So these are fun to watch, and it almost looks like these people are using another bike because it's such a different level of riding. It's good to watch these replays for kicks, but realistically, most people are not this good. You're probably just not, and if you are, you're certainly probably not watching this video. So a good thing to do is say you're 500th in the track. Okay, go down about 400, 300, something where it's a few. Look at that, great shortcut there, beautifully done. Go to like say 300. Watch that replay. Then try to emulate that, something that's within your grasp. When you get there, try to emulate something around 150. Right? So yeah, be realistic. The next is keep your gas pinned when wherever possible. So this is step number 6. So my little text input thing isn't working, so you're just gonna have to bear with me on that. But you could hear what I'm saying. If it's important to you, go ahead and write it down, put it on your blackboard. All right, you could tell people when they come over that you're studying some, I don't know, some serious physics there. So 6, you're gonna keep the gas pinned wherever possible. So this is usually bigger on easier tracks. The reason is, there's a lot of air time on those. When you're in the air for a lot of time, the more when you keep your gas pin throughout a whole track, it adds up. The inertia keeps your bike moving forward. If you don't believe me, look up inertia in the dictionary. All right, if you disagree with, I had this one guy telling me on YouTube that doesn't work, and apparently that guy wasn't a fan of physics, and anyway, you know, YouTube never is an expert. Just like me making this video now, I would not call myself an expert in this game, but God, I really do have a lot of time playing. They're much better riders, but I'm aware of what techniques are needed to be the best, although I am not anything close. So number 7, use the brake to initiate an aggressive flip and to bring your front end down. Manipulate the bike by using the brake. I know you know, if you're an intermediate or you know, you're early on playing trials, this might not be that apparent, but you'll see a lot of the top riders will aggressively use their brake to bring that front end down. So it's something to think about. And the most apparent and the most basic in using your brake is when you hit the brake hard, you will initiate that front flip faster. Okay. Number 8 is you're going to lean into a jump to scrub speed off. All right, to decrease your speed, just like a motocross rider. When you lean into a jump, usually a ramp, as opposed to a straight incline, your shocks will compress, and this will scrub your speed, take speed off, and this could be valuable going into sections. Number 9, know when to bunny hop and when not to. You don't need, just because there's a gap, you do not need to bunny hop every gap. Sometimes it's faster just to ride off the ramp into the next one. Okay, this is still, you know, sort of obvious, but not always, especially when you're new to the game, right? So 10, take chances and challenge your time. So instead of, you know, playing it safe and, you know, riding within your skill set, sometimes push it. Try to flip in a section you normally wouldn't flip in, right? See how that goes. You know, yeah, you may crash, but if you're right within, you know, say you're half a second behind and you're really trying to beat that time, take chances, be aggressive. Okay, you'll probably crash, but hey, you could say trash told me to do so. Okay, 11, slow is fast, gauge your speed. So by this, you know, it's very simple. It's not always about gassing it in trials. It's about the right technique, and sometimes, you know, coming into a section slower will give you a faster time. You don't always need to go a million miles an hour. This is, okay, you can see a guy flipping, right? Flipping into the different sections, flipping. I mean, this guy can't, how many flips are in this run? 8. There's another one. And again, I wouldn't watch this replay and try to do this because it is a really high level of riding. Okay. So number 12, you want to find shortcuts, time savers in tracks. Now this, you know, if you look at replays, it's a great way to get the best time. So usually, you know, I'll run a track, and actually Cardinal, was FPS, I believe his name is, just mentioned this on a great podcast with Funktastic on how he would, you know, run a track a bunch, try to get his best time, then he would look at a replay and then try to emulate that. It's good to kind of, you know, see what you could do yourself and what you could find, and then, you know, then punk out and watch a replay like everybody else does. Who cares about getting a better time? Number 13, use momentum. Momentum is very important in the game. It makes other sections easier when you have momentum coming into them. That's about it on that. Momentum, look it up. Okay, 14, feather tap the gas. Feathering is tapping the gas to change the angle of attack on an incline. Now this isn't about very steep ninja type style inclines, but rather as you're, you know, going up something and the bike isn't quite sticking to the incline, sometimes just a little feathering of the gas will change the outcome of that hill. So 15 is push over obstacles. Always attack the line. That's pretty straightforward stuff. Always be moving forward and attack the line. 16, get the rider's head over the finish line. That's it. So the head will stop the time. This is something that not a lot of people know. Anyway, this has been 16 great, sweet speedrunning tips for Trials Fusion. Subscribe to the channel. I will have some more tutorials coming out. I just saw I made 30 cents off the last video, so I'd like to thank you guys for watching that one. That's pretty sweet. I'm going to try to keep these going, do some different things, see what people like. If you have any comments, leave them below. And that's about it. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Vegas Trash on Dick Nixon's YouTube channel.